Plaintiff, Tamika Kemp, says she was reluctant to date the defendant when they first met because he was 11 years older. However, within a year, they moved in together, got married, and had a baby. Tamika claims after their daughter was born, the defendant became verbally abusive, and she's suing her ex today for an unpaid divorce settlement. Defendant Marcus Clark says while he was married to Tamika, he was forced to have her arrested because she stabbed him. Marcus does not believe he owes Tamika anything because their daughter primarily lives with him, and Tamika has never paid him child support.
Go ahead. Tell me
How you doing, Judge? I just want to say hi. Thank you for having me here. I met the defendant, April of 2002. I was a little reluctant about dating him because of the age difference, but you know, we still end up talking.
What is the age difference?
11 years. I was 20 and he was 31.
All right.
And we continued dating. Actually, within a year, we moved in together, got married, had a baby, all like in 1 year. And
why were you all in such a hurry?
I mean, at first I thought it was like a whirlwind like relationship.
How long after that did it end?
Oh, what? 3-4 years.
Okay, go ahead.
It lasted a minute. We tried.
So
I tried.
Were infatuated that first year, and ultimately it turned into love. Oh, lust.
We were
to
in lust. Yeah, I don't believe it was love.
All right.
Let's see. After I had our daughter, things just changed.
How?
I believe he was going through postpartum depression or something.
Me?
Yes.
How so?
Because it was like his attitude it was just like a woman's attitude. He just fussed and complained about everything. It was just like, that's when the verbal abuse started. I went from cutie to Sealy in like a year.
Sealy being the
Color
one?
purple, yeah.
What was that supposed to mean?
You know the part when she'll come to the door and be like, you sure is ugly. That's Sealy.
But you know better than that, right?
Now I do. I mean,
yeah.
for a while, like I did like get a little complex, like, oh, maybe, you know, I'm not the most beautiful thing walking, but I wasn't gonna let that keep me from entertaining my husband.
But your hair is cut like Whoopi Goldberg, who plays Sealy.
Thank you. It wasn't at the time.
I'm not trying to infer anything. I think Whoopi is all right, by the way. She's a woman of great substance. I want to make sure that's clear. I want her to get on The View talking about me. Let me hear from you, sir. Give me some background on this case.
Well, touching on something that she said, after our child was born, it was, I'd have to disagree. I'd say she probably went through postpartum depression because I'm a family man. I love my kids.
That's not
We
true.
had a child together and she had one from a previous relationship. And I treated him like my son, and I'm the only father pretty much that he knew. And once I got home from work, I just wanted to spend my time with them. She was kind of needy in the sense that she felt that she should have got more time than their children. And I tried the best that I could, which I thought I did.
You weren't doing any of the complaining and all this?
I probably did. I'm not saying that I didn't.
All right. So she says it's from postpartum depression. You say that's not the case.
No.
Okay. So it wasn't every day like you would
No,
for
it wasn't every day.
postpartum depression.
Even after she
you would just get irritable and upset every month.
He was irritable every day, Your
Let's
Honor. He was irritable every day.
Go ahead.
Anyway, the verbal abuse started. He started calling me names and things like that, kind of back and forth. And one time I forgot to drain the well in the basement, you know, because we had some type of well drain and it rained. And
Why
I forgot
did you have to drain the well?
Thank you. This is the stuff I had to deal with. Okay, I was like the hired help. I was not like his wife. I was just somebody that was there to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and hump the dump when he wanted to.
We're going to get to the divorce settlement very shortly that you're trying to enforce. But go ahead. How did you want to respond?
As far as her trying to drain the sump pump, because we were having issues at that particular time, I'm going to work. I'm at work 10, 12 hours a day, and she didn't work. She was just home with the children. And she was just home with the children. And her job, which she agreed to, was to take care of the home.
All right, let's get to the lawsuit, ma'am.
Well, may I say something else, Your Honor?
Yes.
After a while taking his, abuse, I kind of had a moment. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I had a moment where I couldn't take a lot of the stuff he was saying and doing to me in front of my children. So I had my son leave. That was kind of upsetting for me, but I didn't want him to be in a home where he could see his mother being talked to like she was nobody, and I had to let him go, And so I had a moment one day. I had an allergic reaction to some medication and my face was swole, huge swole. And I came downstairs and I'm looking for my husband to comfort me. Mind you, I had a cyst eruption that week. He did not even come to the hospital. I was in the hospital 3 times that week. He did not come one time. He did not bring me flowers. He did not bring me candy. I had friends bringing me stuff, not him, not my husband. So I come downstairs.
Is this true, sir?
Once again, I'm away at work during the day. And I don't remember her spending the night in the hospital. By the time I got home every evening, she was at the house.
He says he doesn't remember you
Oh, God.
staying in the
I came
hospital.
downstairs with these big lumps on my face.
So you all obviously weren't getting along at all by then.
We were
You all
trying.
had abandoned
We had marriage
each other,
counseling and
obviously.
everything. But
all right, so
he
tell
laughed
me
in my
about your
face.
moment.
He laughed in my face. As soon as I came downstairs, I had these knots and he laughed and I just saw everything he had been doing over the last 4
Come on,
years.
now he's done
and
enough
I
for you to
poked
cut him already. Just tell me what happened.
I poked him. I didn't cut him. I poked him, Your
You
Honor.
poked him.
I poked him. He
All
got
right.
2 stitches and I got 2 days in jail.
Where you from here? I know.
Detroit.
Now, some of the ladies in Detroit, when I'm home, they say, "Well, Judge, why you always talk about Detroit women cutting men?" I didn't mention that, did I?
No, you say you
said
already
where
done
you were
enough
from,
to cut him.
so-
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
But I poked him. This man had me arrested in front of my children on Christmas Eve. I spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in jail.
How many days did he stay in the hospital?
He got 2 stitches. He didn't even go. He asked my sister, "Can you put a Band-Aid on
What
it?"
ultimately happened with the case?
I pleaded no contest because my husband told me we couldn't afford the attorney because we got back together. We ended up getting back together. He tried to drop the charges, but the state had already taken
and they
over.
pursued it.
Yes.
Now let me ask about the breakup of the marriage and the divorce settlement that you're suing for. How did the marriage
The
dissolve?
marriage resolved because he moved someone in without asking me. I come home, Your Honor, to go in my room to watch my DVR, to watch The Young and the Restless and Judge
His
Mathis.
man, I hope.
No.
As a woman?
No.
I mean,
It was
his
a woman,
friend
his
or
mom.
lady friend?
It was his mom.
Oh.
No, you don't No,
Now
you
you're
don't
treading
understand.
now you're treading on dangerous
No, you don't
waters.
understand his.
To help her out.
Ooh, you just
Whatever
don't
it
understand.
is, ma'am, that's
okay.
his mother. Let
If-
me hear your side regarding how the marriage dissolved when you brought your mother in.
Pertaining to the incident where she said she stabbed me, actually that day I was on the phone, happened to be with my mother before I moved her in, talking to her on the phone, and we were talking about something, and I laughed. She took offense to it. She came up, she stabbed me in the
Not
back.
true.
In the back.
In the back. That's
Go
where the
ahead.
stitches are in the
All
back.
right.
And I called the police, and I felt it was best for me to do that rather than
Right.
take
Retaliate.
Exactly.
I'm glad
exactly.
you did.
And she went to jail, and she did her thing. And me, I wanted us to try to work it out because of the kids. I grew up without a dad, and my most important thing was to be a part of my child's life and even a part of her son's life.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Let him finish, ma'am. Go ahead.
And when I let her come back, after we went through all the court things, even though she attacked me, I paid the restitution. And that following year, after I let her back, was the worst year of my life, Your Honor.
Tell me about your mother moving in, how that complicated things.
At the time, she was off in her own thing. I don't know what was going on, but I felt that my child was being neglected because her son was still away at that time. So I felt but I was helping her because with my mother there, she'd be able to spend more time with our child so that our child was not neglected.
All right, and what were the problems when your mother moved in between the two?
They've never got along. That was the problem.
I come home, Your Honor, and she's in my bed watching my DVR with her feet up and everything. And I go and ask my husband, like, what's going on? He didn't talk to me about it. You know, we're in a marriage. You're supposed to talk to me. And he tells me, go ask my mom if you can watch TV in there. That's my room.
All right. Tell me about the divorce settlement that you're suing for.
In the divorce decree, I was granted $3,000 from the defendant.
You have the divorce decree?
Yes. And that was June 2007.
He was ordered to pay $3,000.
Yes.
To you.
And he's yet to pay anything. Well, he's called himself sending $100. First it was for our daughter. Then it was put it on his tab.
Let me hear from him. Sir?
As far as the divorce settlement, I just wanted it to be over as quickly as possible, and I just wanted my child. I got primary custody of our child, and she wanted the $3,000, and that's why that wound up in there. But I feel that I shouldn't have to pay it because the past few years I've been taking care of her without her help. I haven't asked her for child support or anything.
Now, what did the judge order regarding the care for the child?
We have joint custody,
custody,
but I have physical custody.
No,
Full time?
I did, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, she got it on the weekends.
And for the most part,
Well,
sir.
yes,
That's not
she
the
got-
same
she got
thing.
it on the-
Let me
she got it on the
explain this to
weekends.
you, sir. The reason I was asking that you request during the divorce hearing that you have full custody, and therefore these arguments you're making today, you should have made those arguments then. When the custody issue came up, you should have said, well, Your Honor, I intend to have full custody, or I'm requesting physical custody, therefore I shouldn't have to pay $3,000. Did you tell that judge that?
I wasn't thinking about that at that time.
Well,
The
what are
only
you thinking about?
Just getting my child.
Did you seek to have the order amended?
No.
You haven't filed any petition with the judge who administered or who granted the divorce decree.
No, sir.
That's what you have to do, sir. You haven't done that, and so you owe her. You have to go with the judge's order. I'm going to enforce that order. $3,000 for the plaintiff.
Thank you,
Have a good
Judge.
day.
Thank you. I'm just gonna go home and tell my grandma that we won. I got her money and I love her.
Just can't wait for my daughter to come back home and just take life from there. As soon as her school year is over, I'm going down there to pick her up and she'll be coming back home.
That's fine as long as I get to see her.